What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Faded Theory Podcast, brought to y'all by Higher Passion Entertainment. I'm your main host, Ruben. Ooh, I was trying to go with the ODB vibe. I was just in the Wu-Tang today. But over here, I got to my right, from the Four Balls Podcast, my big boy, Bo.
That's Kool-Aid Man, bro.
Kool-Aid Man. Well, you are wearing red.
Big red today, but...
And then the one and only Sonny making his appearances here and there. What up, brother? How you doing tonight? Oh, if who's hiding, he's like, can't show my face. How about you, Josh? And we already know Josh. I already said what's up, Josh, but it's been a minute. Hey, that's what I like to hear. Hell yeah, baby.
I see you feeling my minute.
Just
I haven't seen
about.
Josh in a while. I haven't potted with Josh in a while. What is this little cowgirl family here?
Oh, wow.
I'm just sorry, Ruben.
Wow. Over here trying to hurt my feelings already?
I'm over confident I'm week one, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's only week one, bro. I mean, I know we lost Dak, but still, baby.
It's alright, bro. You got a long season, bro. Dak's only going to be out for a week only.
Well, it's always a pleasure. Whoever's always here with me, I always have the best time.
It's a blessing.
And if y'all kill my vibe, you already know you don't belong. Nah, just messing with that. So check it out. It's the Faded Theory Podcast. So we're always going to try to talk about something faded. Something where, you hit your deep thoughts, but also those faded thoughts where you're just thinking of random shit when you're smoking, Or even when you're not smoking, you sometimes come up across faded ideas, faded thoughts, and you're just on your own little mind, your own little trip.
What's the definition of faded, though? Sonny?
Well, faded to me.
Nah, so check it. Like I said, it's the Faded Theory Podcast. So what I want to get into tonight is, alright, we're in 2022 already. Crazy, right? Time fucking flies like a motherfucker.
Well, that's faded.
But, that is faded. Oh, yeah, I like how you said that.
No
shit.
pun intended, yeah.
But what I want to say is, we're in 2022. It feels like history keeps repeating itself, right? Why does it feel like the world is going backwards? Like, why? Like...
Because no one is willing to learn from the mistakes.
And when you say no one, you mean like everybody or what? How do y'all feel? I want to start with each and every one of you since Josh started off. What's up with it, Josh?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
In the sense of, we've already always kind of knew the answer of what it was to kind of fix the world and the things we had to do. But it's just, everything that plays out in the world kind of sets a distraction to you and kind of like leads you in a different way to like basically not think of those things that really do matter. It's always a distraction, whether it's news, whether it's celebrity scandals.
Oh, well, I mean, that's social media for you, dude. That's why there's people talk about those fake news and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I hear you on that, Josh. I hear you on that. Like,
social media plays a big part in our daily lives,
Individually.
And it all started with television or newspapers. It all started with newspapers,
Internet.
and then television came, and then now the internet. So I feel like
biggest greatest invention besides the fire.
For example, the Navy has,
the first invention is a fire.
Secret footages of, UFOs they didn't want to release for the same reason, because it's dangerous to humanity and all that, supposedly,
people, I mean,
the government was just scared of a scandal. That's what it is. They're scared of having a public scandal where people are gonna question, what's the real truth. What is the government hiding behind?
The only bad thing is that we as a country don't know how to react to any sort of freaking news. Like, it's always taken to the point of no return.
Chaos means...
chaos, yeah.
Chaos means destruction, bro. Like,
so,
that's what we lead to.
No sense of those secrets is like, okay, small things trigger...
We want answers, we want them now.
And see, that's all.
Imagine something that could be like world-changing. That's just gonna tear humanity apart itself.
It takes a tragedy.
Destroy thinking.
Unfortunately, it takes a tragedy for that, bro.
Well, I mean, it depends what kind of tragedy you're talking about. Because, like you're saying, when I think about why does it feel like the world is going backwards, I just feel like because like I said, history keeps repeating ourselves. Like you were saying, Josh, sometimes people are just that ignorant, you know. Like I said, it started with newspapers. You know, something big happened, they made a fake freaking story. That was the newspapers. Then television came. A big story hit, they made up some other kind of bullshit, like you said, to distract the people of the bigger picture. And I believe in that.
Fantasies for people of what the American dream
Yeah,
would be
because
for that person, you know, and television is one big thing of that, where, like, you know, for
You make it on TV. You know.
Well, you know what? Elvis had a lot of like all that going on for him. You know, it was controversial around his time. I'm just saying because I saw Elvis not too long ago, and you know how like you know at that point, and you know during the war and all that, like you know he had a lot to do with the you know the way of just expressing, you know, once you know deep consumption of life. You know, like he was born like in a different spot as.
well, that goes for everybody though. So I mean, like, I think there's people that had it worse than just talking about Elvis. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Of course.
But
What does that have to do with the
their-
world going backwards, though?
I mean, I agree with their theory.
You know, Tyler, what does that have to do with the world going backwards?
that doesn't matter. What's up, Joshua?
Well, in the sense of the world going backwards, it's just, it seems like, how to explain this?
Well, you said for everything that goes around comes around. Fool.
Which is the cycle that Ruben was talking about.
Which
it
is,
just seems that
I think
it seems like humanity never changes.
The world
It
is pretty.
seems like
The
it's
world's pretty
going
more
to,
out bad
but
than.
it always just rounds back to the beginning.
The world is putting more
It
bad.
does.
Is putting more bad out into the world than it is bringing you know any good to it now. You know, because you know I mean everyone thinks like the world's you know after our generation what's gonna happen to the world it doesn't matter because
no,
we're
in the
dead.
sense of like things being like. It also feels like
your
it
voice?
says, like it feels like it's going backwards. It's like at one time it feels like something good happens,
Backwards.
and then it feels like something else happens, and it's just like we take 3 steps back. You know? Like,
Yeah, I feel that. But
feel
you know
like
what I
that's
think?
where it is where we, like I said, we as a humanity haven't came to an understanding of what it is to really work as a team and really try
Yeah,
to fix
exactly.
what this world is because and then like again like the
Look what happened with COVID. COVID set a lot of things back. You know, obviously because
It set a lot of things back.
We
But
weren't used
people,
to that outbreak because we've had outbreaks before in history, obviously throughout human history.
everything is meant to divide the people. They want people to go one way, someone go another way, and then there's the people in the middle. They're like, well, I understand both sides, you know? But it's like, yo, history keeps repeating itself just for that same fact, dude. If the people are not united, there's always going to be that, you know, the person on the left, the person on the right, and to each their own, you know, everyone has their own opinion to everything.
What
But
do you speak of,
if
though?
you're, well, everything in general, there's war, there's genocide, there's, you know, COVID in general. Like, I think that was man-made
Viruses.
for sure. Viruses.
Virus outbreaks.
You know, and people
we got
just trying to
monkeypox.
get, like, what about, like you said, UFO and all that kind of stuff, the aliens, extraterrestrial, where it's like, bro, people don't want to believe it, but they should believe it.
How about
But
paranormal things?
I believe in that too.
Like TikTok, you know, now opening the eyes to so many people, you know. That's like the new sensation, you know, like.
And that's run by China, not even the
that's
U.S.
like, you know, like
That's not even the
opening
U.S.
minds to
app.
little kids are
So
already-
China's getting all your information with obviously your consent to because you just agree, click. That's it. You know, like you know, people are so fast, so quick to decide. Like you know, I want it now.
I just got TikTok not that long ago, you know, so it's like you know I see a lot of things on it, you know, so it's like that's eye opening. Like I see a lot of things that you're just talking about right now. How you know things are going backwards, you know.
So how do you, alright, so
Especially fashion.
going off that topic though, my bad, Abel.
I feel like more people now are going like into like hunting and gathering. It's more so to speak of, you know, like many people are thinking like, okay, things are going down like this, that you know, there's gonna be like a you know like one against everybody or like you know just my people, my village, you know, type of thing. Like that mentality is actually going into effect.
Like a Walking Dead mentality.
Because a lot of people want, you know, like want to be like explore the outdoors, go beyond the
It's just 'cause
horizons.
shit's going so bad, we're all going into survival.
I know, for real.
For
And
real.
I believe you on
Like,
that.
you know,
Like-
they're fucking with the guns, or you know, they're messing with their, like, you know, their words, or you know, our politics and all that. Like, not many people are, you know, being heard. You know, that's what's going backwards. You know, like, you know, if somebody's
Well-
actually taking over. You know?
I kind of disagree on that because now is the time to actually be heard. To be honest,
I mean, there it is.
you know, the exposure's there. You just gotta find that exposure. You know, you gotta find that resource where you get exposed. But I mean, now's the time to actually be heard by a lot of people. I mean,
But,
look,
but we're going backwards.
Right now, we're in that generation.
But-
The
that
question
part-
is now, are we going backwards in a good way or in a bad way?
it's bad. We're going backwards.
Well, yeah, we're going
You're not
backwards and
progressing.
repeating
You're not
our
moving
history.
forward.
Yeah, that's a bad thing
There's
right
no way
there.
of saying that, you know, like you can say you can't say that, you know, it's going back towards like, you know, things that we used
Well,
to
back then you can't be. You could. I mean, no offense to African Americans, but or you know, Mexican American, Mexican.
But it's getting worse now.
Americans, they couldn't be. They weren't heard.
'Cause
You know,
they're
people
like,
that don't have papers, bro. Like people that don't have papers, they feel they can't be heard, but now they have the opportunity to be heard.
Well, the
Back
thing
then,
is,
like they didn't have
Mexico's
that.
getting flooded with these immigrants that we never had before, like people from like Southern America and everything, you know.
Well, I mean, immigrants are
What's that to do with
It-
talking?
immigrants is what made the freaking
Yeah,
U.S.
probably.
To be honest, you know what I'm saying. The only thing is that the white folks are the ones that are making it difficult. The moment they feel like they're being taken over,
Threatened.
they get defensive,
Yeah,
and then
all
they
the
start
white folks
and
do.
then they start changing the rules. You know what I'm saying? So
And,
I feel the moment they feel threatened, they change the rules up,
well, if-
and then that's when history repeats itself. There's always gonna be, man, like the minorities now.
what is a
in
minority?
the U.S.
I think the whites are the minority
That's
now,
what I was
bro.
gonna say right now. That's what I was going
That's
with.
why
The
I
whites
That's
are
what
the
it is,
minority.
and that's what they're threatened by.
And that's why they feel
It's
threatened.
when-
Exactly.
yeah.
We've had our first black
And
president.
then
It's
since
like they're renting out their land now. You know, they're renting it out. They're like moving somewhere else. Or what is it?
They're trying to fight back to that, pretty much. Like, you know, obviously, you know, Native Americans, they fought for so long. They're fighting still for their land back. I mean, you know, which is, you know, rightfully theirs, obviously, you know, from generation to generation, you know, from centuries.
Mhm.
And now, like, I mean, the government comes in, you know, obviously, you know, you got Europeans, you know, Columbus and all that coming over, having a
Well,
genocide.
Well, wasn't that like the start of outbreak? Like, you know, bringing other like, you know, humans and other types of, you know, like, you know, germs.
Well,
and all that.
that's what you, yeah, I mean, you start.
all right, so talking about like so why do you guys feel like people are so sensitive nowadays about changes, like for the better of humanity and freaking what was I gonna say genders and all that kind of stuff.
genders. You talk about he, she's, and she, he's, or whatever.
Well, just in general.
Like, I mean, I sent some article where some couple in Australia were saying that they didn't want to, what did I say? They didn't want to have a title on their baby because they didn't want to call it a female or a male because, you know, like of gender diversity, whatever. So that it was like a big old, they made like a big old thing. Like they didn't want to find out to the day of it was born. Like they want to call it a she. They don't want to call it male or female. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
they
it's
should
like-
just
it's-
waited to see.
Well, they did wait obviously that day. They came, the day came, and then they had the baby, or whatever. But it's like, you know, and it's a lesbian couple, you know. So I mean, it's getting ridiculous to the point where like, I can't call you like, well, she said that, like, you know, like, oh, I'm not a she, I'm a female, or like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's getting to the point where you gotta watch. Obviously, you always gotta watch what you say, but it's getting to the point where like, whoa, you gotta really watch what you say now. Like, you know, you be offending people, you know. People get butt tickled all the time. It's pretty stupid, but you know.
But why do you feel like they're like that? How about you, Josh? Why do you think people
Trauma, I
so sensitive, or do they not like change, or you know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like a lot of people just crave attention.
They're
Attention.
what?
They crave attention.
They crave attention, which
Like,
does make sense though.
Yeah.
But even if it's for like the worst, so you mean for the people that are against?
It could be for many reasons, right? Like,
I said trauma.
Trauma, yeah.
always plays a big part.
It could be a role, yeah.
And
It's probably the biggest part.
That's the biggest
Well, the
part in life,
sensitivity.
because that's that one fight that you never seem to win, and that's the fight with yourself.
Yeah,
And-
it's hard to
Very
overcome.
true.
It's hard to overcome.
Okay, I agree on
And
that.
and it's just in that sense of how this world has become. Everything is a fucking label now.
Yeah.
Everything's a label. It's like-
Everyone's a fucking lame too. Nah.
Yeah, see, that's why I feel people are still too quick to judge. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel that's another reason why people.
I say let them be their
No,
whatever. That's it. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I say fuck them.
I don't know. I just feel like when something is approved that hasn't been for approved, people don't know. Yes, the excitement is there because there's a change.
Mhm.
But the thing is that they jump into trying to change everything so fast.
You know what's crazy?
Like they rush into things instead of it just flowing into everything.
Yeah.
Literally, they try to do so much, and it just sometimes I guess overwhelms people. You know?
I know. That's what I always question too. Like, why are people so offended by changes
Like
or
vegans and vegetarians.
feeling so sensitive?
But
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying,
I
bro.
think
To
that-
each
and
your
that-
own.
no,
Everyone
no,
has the
and-
right.
and that's I feel like where I tell you that everything's a label. Like we as people label ourselves to be people that
Mhm.
sometimes truly we're not really our true selves. You know, like, that's why I guess there's meditation where it's like you concentrate with finding your inner self, which is your true self.
I want to be Josh.
Because when you go into that sense of, like getting there, it's just when you come back out of it, the only person that you're trying to become, it's like all those labels go away of like, people make the excuse of, oh, I'm an alcoholic because it runs in my family. Like, that's not really...
a stigma.
It's a stigma.
It's not an
It's like,
excuse.
no,
Yeah,
you're just
exactly.
drinking because you're taking that choice and you're...
That's more of
just-
a health issue, I would say. Like someone that's diabetic.
No, but I'm saying like,
that's more realistic.
But there's that cynical.
Alcoholism developed
There's that
it.
cynical sense of you that is making an excuse for yourself to do something that in reality maybe deep down you don't really want to do. It's
I don't-
Or you want to do, you just know it's wrong.
I don't want to
or
drink.
You want to
Yeah.
do, but then you're just
I don't want to.
Sometimes people just ignore the.
Yeah, and that I feel like there you go. Like there's that sense of ignorance that doesn't allow people to really combat the truth and change themselves. Which once you change yourself, you could change.
It's not an easy
something
thing to do,
else.
though, man.
But it's because that's like what I say. It's always that inner struggle and that fight is yourself because you're the only one that's
Touche on that,
basically
Josh.
stopping yourself from doing what you gotta do.
And that's how it is with everybody.
You know.
So that's
Like
why I
I said,
feel
there's a
people
million
feel
excuses not to do
self-conscious,
anything.
and that's why they just want to attack other people. So it's
People are
not.
happy with themselves, so the type.
They want to
Yeah, so
attack
they
other
just
people,
wanna-
exactly.
Yeah.
So that goes part with the sensitivity part. They don't feel good about themselves. So the moment they freaking
It's all about insecurity.
see someone
Yeah.
else doing better
It's envy.
or anything like that, they're just like, man, forget this guy.
Insecurity.
They think, because in reality, bro, we should all be freaking helping one another. We could each help each other rise.
Man,
Yeah.
The world
Sure.
will be a better place without a doubt. Dog.
Of course.
it's like we're waiting on a
Like,
fucking
we did
sponsorship
it
by
together.
Nike or something. Like, hey, just do it, Like that's how we I guess. I don't know.
It's hard to have that mentality, especially in a capitalist country. Everything's competition, so it's like, why would I try? Why would I help you when I'm trying to up myself? It's
The thing
hard.
is-
But that's the best thing about yourself, though. When you're humble,
The hard
you don't
thing
care.
about it is that we in this world is basically just a corporation. It's a big business.
The
And
U.S.
The US is
and-
mainly-
and the
corporation. The
people who are-
U.S.
is
is
a
and
corporation.
already the people that have made it and big things. They already run the world the way they run it.
Yeah, we
So,
could end
like-
world hunger. Well, not us, but the rich folks, the 1% could end world hunger, and they do not give a damn.
Or,
Yeah, exactly. If they
Yeah,
really
for
wanted
what
to,
is
so that's
that
not
money?
like.
or world peace.
To
Everyone can come to the
themselves,
I
compromise.
had a joke for that one, but
Everyone can come to the compromise.
But it's funny how it also goes back to the government.
I mean, also we're like, you still like world hunger, world peace too, man.
Picture McDonald's.
World peace.
Yeah, world peace is the biggest
I
thing.
was kidding.
That'll never happen because everyone has their own greed. Obviously, Russia, wants to be the biggest powerhouse. U.S. biggest bully.
For people too. Everybody got an agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The agenda's the main thing. They're all scheming. They all have their angles. Either for their own or for their own gain, or whether they're trying to, the country trying to come up. But it's rare you see someone, truthfully honest or at that position.
Everything's a very, like,
The only
a
time the
basic,
people really unite is when they know their back is against the wall, and which is sad because in reality, us as a people, or in general as a world, if we were all to unite man, we can make a lot of shit.
That's
fucking
what we call
happen.
Savages,
We're
dog.
the-
A lot
we're
of
the
shit
United
fucking
States,
happen.
man. We are the
Yeah,
United
it's
The
States.
thing with people is that everyone is so stuck in their ways that when they get challenged, the first thing
Last
they
time,
do is
we need
go
to-
Well, no, it's
the
like
first thing
that's
they do
why.
is go on the defensive.
Yeah.
I don't know if you notice how a lot of like TV shows and movies they always say the people want to be led. They don't want to freaking
They don't wanna-
lead their own life. They want to be led. Like they want to
Well,
be.
basically, the whole world
told
is a
what
chicken
to do.
without its head.
We just need good structures, you know.
Well, money leads people too. Look at the one
Structure.
time Democrats and Republicans got together. It was a stimulus.
Huh?
A stimulus check.
Very
That was
true.
the one time.
And now
Well-
that Biden still wants to keep paying people, the Republicans are like, nope, nope, not out of my pocket, nope, nope. But that's what I'm saying. That's just the way the world works. We're gonna agree on some kind of thing, and then a majority of the time.
So
we're
you
not
want a
gonna
world
agree on
warlord?
that.
That's what you're saying.
No, I don't want that. I want it to be
Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, I feel you, bro, on that.
a world
But what
where
do you want?
I want to live in a world where we honestly each have our own. Everyone's equal to the rights. Everyone has the same amount of food.
Everyone has
It's
weed.
like, oh, we all have our own Ferrari, like Mr. Deeds.
See, I'm not even talking about shit like that. Now you're just thinking materialistic. Materialistic shit doesn't matter at all, motherfucker. It's about
It's just happening.
It's
What
just-
people happen.
worry about your health, care about others. And like I said, just help each other grow, man. I mean, not everyone's gonna feel that same way because some people are just
That's
fucking
purple
selfish.
life.
Thankful to
But
have guys like you know, like.
it's like, man,
It's not hard to be
we're
nice.
out here representing higher freaking passion, dude. We all here have a passion. We're all on the same page. We all with one another. Without one another, this wouldn't even be possible right now, you know? So it's like, if we work together, a lot of shit could be fucking accomplished. It's like, I was talking to a homeboy earlier, and it's like, no two, big or small, is better than the other. Every two plays its fucking part. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, look, that's the way.
You feel me? So it's like, if people were to realize that, the world would be a lot simpler, without a doubt.
You gotta enjoy the journey. They don't have
Hands
to worry
up.
about it. It's gonna play the way it's gonna play. Everything happens for a reason. People just gotta stop trying to control what they can't control.
Very true.
Okay.
But there's a lot of weak-minded motherfuckers out there for sure.
Meditation.
Of course. Yeah, meditation is the best one.
Huh? This teacher in school, that's like, they should have like a meditation time in schools, you know.
I see. I want to go back to that. How people are kind of weak-minded. You know, I feel like that's another reason why, the world hasn't changed. People easily give up. Like people could talk about shit, right? Oh, well, we should do this about that, this and that about this.
Talk about it, be about it.
Well, exactly, Sonny. Exactly. Be about it. You know. Don't just talk about it.
It's harder to
Shit,
practice what you
I don't know.
preach, you know?
Yeah, and it
And
really
it
is.
takes,
That's why I
and
feel
that's
like.
why it's a practice.
Mhm.
You know, it's a practice. You gotta manifest. You know, you manifest that, and then you gotta fucking consistent. You know, it's about being consistent with it. You know, that
Well,
discipline.
no, it's more about discipline. Yes, discipline, dude.
consistent with the
It-
discipline.
It's like
You know,
discipline is doing shit you don't want to. How to go?
it's
Discipline.
like a
is
robot, bro.
doing-
Becoming a robot.
Discipline aggression, dog.
You know, you make it. It becomes a routine to the point where like, all right, it becomes a lifestyle, right? You know,
Discipline aggression.
you wake up 6 a.m. You know, you work out, whatever. You go to work. You know, you come home,
You make it a routine.
and then yeah, it's a routine.
But you make
Exactly.
it a routine that's gonna benefit.
Yeah,
you
see,
instead
that's what I'm
of
saying. So
just-
discipline is
instead of
doing
just-
something. How does it go? Doing something you should do even though you don't want to
You just
do.
gotta break the cycle.
Yeah, and that's the way it is.
Once you break through that barrier, it's
Dude, once you get disciplined, you can do anything, man.
Big
Too.
step.
From being, a janitor to being the biggest CEO. But you know what? Now that I just brought up CEO, and then I brought up selfishness not too long ago. Right, I never said I would. I just said I brought it up. But I could be selfish if I want to. I should start being selfish. I feel.
I don't know what the
Nah,
fuck
I'm all
you
for
said.
the people. With the people.
for the
I approve this message. I'm just messing with you.
It's about moment.
But check it out. Do you feel people wanting to have a certain rich or popping aesthetic kind of title is hurting the world? Like people being selfish, people wanting to make money for themselves
People frying on Instagram.
instead of just generating shit. Yeah, and things like that. Eddie just fronting, trying to look rich, or if they are rich, they just want to glow and not freaking,
Either your
Help
friend
out.
or your son,
At the end
fool.
of the day,
That's what it
just
is. It's either your friend or your son, fool. That's what it is. You're studying, it's like, you're showing your success. And what? If you're a real one, you show where it comes from, Obviously, if you're a drug dealer, you're not going to show you selling fucking bricks of coke and fucking, here, I got $20,000.
I was gonna say something, pal. I'm not even supporting that
You
shit.
know what I'm saying? It's the same shit, dick.
Cause I was about to say these motherfuckers, dude. Gave to the city, but I'm not even supporting that shit.
But y'all know.
But some of these motherfuckers are just IG, models popular, or social media popular, and
That's just
like these people. That's what I'm saying though.
It looks
But
like it in their profile.
you got to go deeper into that, to the question.
Are
I'm
they really
asking,
happy in
Are they
that?
hurting the world, or just fucking up shit?
Well, as long as they don't fucking pollute, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that has
Yeah.
been around since also the beginning of time.
That's just it's a show of power,
And
That's
it's
what it
just
is.
something that's always been there.
It's a show of power.
So, I don't think...
Fancy dinners and all that, So people fucking spend a whole paycheck on that shit just to just take a picture on Instagram. Like, oh shit, I just spent $600. I'm broke now for the next week.
Yeah.
I know I've done it. I know because I've done it. Like I admit I've done it. Like try to, but where did that put me? It didn't put me anywhere. I'm still in the same place. But it's not that I'm not happy. Because money comes and goes, bro. I have more money now than I had before, so it's like at that time I thought I was doing something. Like I thought I was doing something cool. Like splurge a little bit. Try to show it out, but I mean,
Can't be worried.
y'all know who I am. Like you don't do that all the time.
I
Like
do it other times, like.
But they see that when I said when I want to go deeper into that question, you do have your points. Okay, I earned this. I worked hard. I'm flossing. But when people are flossing, don't you feel like maybe they should do a little something else with that? That fucking income you're making.
Yeah,
try to help out. So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
People trying to floss, if they're not helping, is they're hurting the world.
But what if you're showing off?
It just ends up...
But what if you're showing off?
Really,
What if you show off the good parts? Like, oh, here, I'm gonna give this fucking homeless guy $10. You record it. But like, people are gonna be like,
Oh, no, I won't record it.
Well, no, you don't gotta record it.
Record it.
but I'm just
Don't
saying,
never wanna record
even
it.
yourself,
It goes back to attention.
But that's what I'm saying, like,
you want people to
It's,
see that.
look, what I'm getting at, you're asking for attention no matter what.
Yeah.
You're flashing, you're showing off that, you got the sick guy's yacht, whatever. But, you're saying like, oh, but this was stingy at, but then this was like, of course, himself giving money away. And it's like, like people are saying like, this was a show off thing, like, this was probably just doing it for like attention. But it's like, dude, I'm trying to portray that I'm a good person besides the yacht life, besides the drinking, and all the bitches
And that's
and shit.
that's just the other side.
You feel what I'm saying?
There's
Like,
people who do that.
yeah, I've seen that happen.
That do get
But it's like,
Yeah, but
it's
you're
how,
not-
it's
you're
how
not
you know they're a
supposed
good
to,
person.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's, I mean, there's
Like
always...
Shaq.
there's
Shaq,
always-
fool,
there's
I love
always
Shaq,
good and
dude.
bad, dude.
Damn.
Shaq, one of my biggest biggest influences, one of my biggest like the way he is, bro, like with people. He's a people person, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Always, yeah.
Like he's rich, he's fond of his cars, but he ain't like that no more, fool.
He's right up there next
He knows
to-
his success. He knows his success. He knows his businesses, so he doesn't show it off.
Dude, that fool's still selling his
But-
freaking Shaq shoes.
But he gives to the people, bro. You see him give to the people, You see him donate millions of dollars to organizations, foundations.
Because at
so-
the end of the day, what is that money really doing? It's just sitting in...
He don't see it as a tax return, fool. He sees it as a duty of his, as a pro athlete. That's his duty.
That's what I liked about him when it came to making his own shoe bank.
Making it affordable.
Bro, he's selling them at Walmart. And he has sold more like
Shoes.
Shaq shoes than a majority of
Yeah.
other people that had their own little brand. Besides Jordan, you know what I'm saying? But he's freaking up there, and he's still selling the same freaking shoe he made from the freaking
The
get-go.
Shaqs, huh?
With a little bit more better material, but it's like,
Shaq 32.
dude,
no?
he's still
Oh,
making
the
the
rest
same
pretty well, too,
freaking
dog.
shoes, dude.
Little spinner on the side.
Oh man.
Nah, man. It's
This world doesn't change.
No, without a doubt, dude. And I always think about Tupac, you know, like
the world.
I see no
the world loves
changes.
attention, fool. The world loves attention. That's what it is.
I mean, everyone loves attention.
Yeah, it's true.
World.
Feels good, you know. It feels getting the attention.
Imagine that.
You know, and as a human being, it feels good having like a lot of people seek that, have like that, being ego filled. Like, you know, be like, oh yeah, like damn, we did good today, man. Like you're a bad motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. We just each gotta
You
support
people
one
crave it, bro.
another,
It's crazy.
and it goes not just from where we're at. It goes from country to country, city to city. If we're just all to unite,
They just seek validation.
we'd be cool.
There you go. Yeah. People
But,
seek
like-
that. People seek validation.
But like I said, the main topic of tonight: why do we feel like the world keeps going backwards? Like Tupac once said.
Fuck,
No
I don't know, man.
changes.
Kids nowadays are the fucking worst ever, dude.
Oh man,
Our
these kids
generation,
are
bro,
so
we
naive.
weren't that stupid, you know. I mean, we had our dumbasses in our, our generation. But now it's like, fool, people are fucking.
But see, it's our
When I
job.
start, fool.
It's our job as being like 30 something, you know, to try to
Influence
connect with the younger heads and try to influence them to a better direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think sports has a big.
So
rolling.
everyone has their own responsibility, not to really like make the whole world change, but if you
Yeah.
can change one person's
Yeah.
mind, one person's perspective,
You've done your
to
job.
follow a right route, a right road.
Righteous path.
You know what?
You already
But
made a
you know
change.
where it starts from? It starts
Well,
from home.
Such an experience.
No, it starts with yourself, and then
Experience.
if you yourself ain't solid, you can't help anybody
Yeah,
else.
of course.
So you
And
need to
don't
be
even
whole
try.
yourself, and then you can.
You can speak from
help the
experience
next
and
person.
repent, and, like from regret though.
Agreed.
Like you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
like,
without
shit,
doubt.
like, yeah, actually, I should have done
But
better in
you
high
can't
school.
try to convince someone to change if you
Oh
yourself.
no, you have to have
haven't
himself.
changed.
You have,
So like I said,
You have
it
to help
all starts with
yourself.
yourself.
you have to help yourself.
Yeah, but
And
in
then
hindsight,
you
you're
can go
like,
from
okay,
there.
You know what? I didn't do good here, but what can I do now?
You know what? What it reminds you of? Pinocchio. Like I recently watched it, and it's about the conscience.
Yeah, that's crazy. I had seen that movie in over like almost
You know,
30 years old, bro. I say I haven't seen that since I was
showed it
5.
to my little girl, and like she seen it.
It's crazy. That movie about conscience.
She saw, it's all about the conscience.
And
Alright,
and
well, see,
lying.
that's where your job comes in, and just change your little girl.
Talk about
Well,
lying.
just
The
make
structure, you know,
make
yeah.
your
That's
girl,
why it starts
your
from
little
home.
girl,
If you teach
go down the
them
right
right from
path,
home,
and
the
you're
only
good.
thing it's gonna do once they go out into the world, they're gonna spread what you tell them. And if
Exactly.
what you tell them is good,
Your experience, you teach you.
If
that's
we
how they
each
change.
stay
That's why I
positive,
said it's from home, man.
we can all do our own thing.
So that's conscious.
Little by
be
little.
Conscious,
Conscious your
Stay
surroundings.
positive,
Be aware.
yeah.
be aware, but
Please don't stay HIV positive.
well,
Word
I don't know
protection.
about all that. But so this was another episode.
Yeah.
This was another episode of
Just
the
say
Faded Theory podcast. Much love.
Salute. Rest in peace, Miss
Peace.
Cole.